So just a quick little background on what exactly Dia de los Muertos is and what it means, because there's probably a lot of people that don't really know. It's celebrated after Halloween. The most common thing that you'll see for Dia de los Muertos is this skull face painting. Maybe other cultures might think of it as scary, but what this holiday really represents is an opportunity for friends and family to gather together and celebrate and remember their loved ones that have passed away. And painting your face as a skull is a huge tradition in Mexico for Dia de los Muertos. So it's likely that other cultures will probably see Dia de los Muertos and the skull painting as something scary and ghost-like, but it's not that at all. It's actually the complete opposite. It's really about coming together, honoring your loved ones that have passed away, and celebrating their lives. So I wanted to take the classic skull face painting makeup look and just kind of give my little spin and twist on it. So I'm gonna add rhinestones and a bunch of colors. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe down below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first I'm going to moisturize my skin. I'm going to be using Shiseido Essential Energy Moisturizing Gel Cream. I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin using the Cover FX Blurring Primer. Okay, so I've been really debating on how I'm going to start out this look, but I think what I'm going to do is start with kind of outlining where the circles I want to be around my eyes and do my eye makeup and then work on the rest of my face. So I'm going to be using this Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in white, and I feel like this white one will just make it so much easier to, I guess, erase my lines in case I make a mistake. So I'm just going to kind of follow around my eyebrow and this like kind of socket right here. I don't know what it's called, but I'm just going to kind of follow the shape of the bone around my eye. Alright, cool. Yeah, they look something like glasses, if that makes it easier to explain. So I'm going to start by taking this gel liner from MAC. It is in the shade Blacktrack, an oldie but a goodie. I've had this for so long, and I feel like it's just the perfect consistency. It's very creamy and easy to work with. I'm just going to take this flat eyeshadow brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. It was a set that I got, and this is the number 8. Can't remember what set it was. Hopefully it's still on the website, and if it is, I'll link it down in the description below. And if not, just whatever flat eyeshadow brush that you have. And I'm just going to kind of go in and coat my brush with this, get a nice little amount. I'm going to start kind of outlining around this white line that I created and then start filling it in. Okay, so next I'm going to just take this like large fluffy eyeshadow brush that I got at Walgreens. This is from Wet n Wild, and just kind of blend it out around the eye. Don't worry if it looks super patchy at all, because we are going to set this on top with some black eyeshadow. So I'm just taking this Copper Spice palette by Morphe. This is an older version of it. If you go online, you see that the packaging is completely different. But I'm just going to take this matte black shade down here and use that to set the black gel liner. I'm just kind of patting and packing this on top of that gel liner. Alright, now I'm going to start adding in some color. So I'm going to start off with this correct shadow of mine from Colourpop. Is in the color 143. And I'm just going to start working this around my eye. And really make sure that you're taking your time with blending, because you really do want to get that nice gradient effect from the black to the purple. Okay, next I'm taking my Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions palette, and I'm going to use this gorgeous metallic purple shade that's right here in the middle. I thought this would be absolutely perfect for this look. And I'm just taking another flat eyeshadow brush and just kind of coat my brush with that and apply that all over my lid. And I'm going back in again with my fluffy brush in the shade 143 and just kind of softening up the edges of that shade. It's okay if you go outside of the circle, we can just go ahead and clean that up later. And just to give this a little bit more dimension, I'm going to take my Norvina palette and take this gorgeous shade called Wild Child and apply this on my lid. Okay, And then to blend everything out, I'm going back in again with that first fluffy brush and taking the color 143 and just kind of swirling around in there. Just kind of blend everything nice together. So look how messy I am. This is why I need to do the eyes first before I ever do my face makeup. I mean, this is a little bit more of an exaggerated example, but you know what I mean. I want to go back in with my gel liner and I want to deepen up that black because we did lose some of that dark color when we were adding all the purples. Next, I'm just taking a makeup wipe, wrapping it around my finger and just cleaning up around my eyes. Just gonna add a light coat of mascara because I am going to put some falsies on. So I wanted to use these lashes because they are extremely dramatic and full and long. Alright, now to move on to the rest of the face. And here I just wanted to show you guys that I first went in using some white face paint that I bought from Michaels, and I didn't like it at all. It was difficult for me to blend out, and even when I tried blending it out with a beauty sponge, it still was looking super streaky and patchy, and I did not like it at all. So I ended up wiping it all off of my face and using foundation instead. Alright, so my plan B was to buy a very light colored foundation, which I did. This is from Colourpop. It's their no filter foundation, and I got the shade Fair number 5, which I think is their lightest foundation that they had. So I'm gonna re-moisturize because I wiped it all off with that face paint and go back in with my Cover FX primer. And I did want to leave that part of the video in just so you see that nobody's perfect, that sometimes when you mess up, you just gotta try again, and hopefully the next time it comes out better. And I've got another clean, completely brand new beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna take some of this foundation on the back of my hand. So it's not super white, but it's pretty fair. And in case that white face paint didn't work out, I felt like this would be perfect. So I'm just going to take some on my beauty sponge and just blend this out all over my face. And I'm just going to use a brush to get really up close around my eyes. So I'm going to take my Kat Von D translucent setting powder and take a large fluffy brush. Normally I'd use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but I can't find it anywhere. I must have fallen somewhere. So I'm just gonna use that brush to get it all over, and I'm gonna set all of this foundation in place. Okay, so now to start drawing out the nose and the teeth. So I'm gonna take this little mini Marc Jacobs black eyeliner, and I'm just going to start to sketch out where I want my nose and mouth to be. Okay, so I'm going to take a small pointed brush. This is a MAC 211, and I'm just going to dip it into that gel liner again and just kind of fill in where I just kind of sketched out my nose a little there. I'm just going to go in with that first larger eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to really just use this to fill it all completely in because it is a little grayed out from the foundation, and I want it to be super black. So here I'm just sketching out the mouth part of the face while using the Colourpop white eyeliner, the same one that we used earlier to create the circles around my eyes. And the reason why I'm using this is because it just makes it so much easier to erase in case I make any mistakes. And right over that, I'm just going to trace that same white line using this small brush and the same black gel liner that I used for MAC. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and draw where I want the teeth to go. So I'm going to start by drawing, just drawing lines going down. One thing I did want to do inside the mouth, which I recommend doing before you draw on the teeth, but I forgot, is kind of adding some purple in there. I'm just going to take that fluffy brush that I used earlier for around my eyes, and I'm going to take that matte purple Colourpop 143 shade and just kind of color the inside of my mouth a little bit. Again, I do recommend doing this before you draw on the teeth, but I forgot. Alright, now we're going to shade the cheekbones. I'm first going to start with the black shadow from my Morphe palette and just kind of shade in black underneath where I drew those lines. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush, just work on blending this out very lightly. Make sure you're using a very light hand when you're doing this. And we're just going to continuously pack on the color and then blend it out. As you're blending, you're not adding any more black, you're just kind of dragging out what you patted at the very top of this carved out cheekbone, and you're just kind of dragging it downward to give it this grayed out effect. So what I'm going to do is take that fluffy brush we used for that matte purple shade, the 143 from Colourpop, take some of that, give it like a nice little purple hue. I'm just kind of doing the same thing, kind of patting over that black. I'm just kind of dragging it down to blend it out. Next, I'm going to do some shading around my forehead. So I'm going to go in with first this small brush, going to pack it on that black shadow, and I'm just going to start just kind of shading around my forehead. I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm just going to take this fluffy brush, go in with that purple shadow, just kind of blend it out with the purple. I got a sample of this glitter glue from Sephora, and it is a Too Faced glitter glue. I'm just going to kind of place it in between my teeth and add this Anastasia Beverly Hills loose glitter on top. And I'm just going to go back in again with my MAC Blacktrack gel liner. Just kind of go back over the outline of those teeth marks. I'm going to go ahead and add the rhinestones around the eyes. So I got these little rhinestones from Michaels. I'm just going to use some lash glue to apply these little guys. I'm just going to do some shading around the cheekbone area to make these hollow cheeks stand out. And here I'm just adding these little flower rhinestones that I found at Michael's to my chin. Now I'm just going to add this large pink rhinestone right in the center of my forehead. Put like a dot right there of glue. And then just going to set it on top. And last but not least, this is totally optional, but I'm going to add these white contacts on to just make my eyes look a little creepy. And this completes my Dia de los Muertos look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you aren't subscribed already, please do subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I look crazy. Do I want to add purple glitter? That's the next question. I'm trying to film a makeup video right now. Who the heck is playing their ukulele?